What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the FPL video. Today I'll be going through the Game Week 33 deadline stream. I'll be going through some last minute questions just before the deadline. We'll also go through my team selection, and I'll also be giving you guys some tips on the questions you guys have sent me on how you guys can make your team more stronger for this game week and help you get higher in the ranks to finish off this season in a strong way. This is my channel, FPL INKLING. My name is Mo. If this is your first time, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back once again. Thank you so much for joining and watching this video. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. Help me grow further. We are growing day by day. So please hit the subscribe icon. Help me get to that 500 mark before the end of the season so I can win that bet and win a PS5 from one of my best friends. In addition, if you like this video, hit the like button. Leave me some comments on how you feel, if you've got anything to say about the video itself, or if you've got any questions. And in addition, if you want the latest notifications for my videos, please hit the notification bell icon and you will be getting those notifications whenever my content is released. Now let's crack on and get on with the Game Week 33 deadline stream. How is everyone? What's going on? So finally Game Week 32 finished last night. I felt like that went on forever, a game a day. I mean, I think that's like we're going on like a run of 11 days of straight back-to-back Premier League football. So we've got quite a lot of football coming along now, to be fair. We've got the we've got the Premier League starting tomorrow. This evening. And then we've also got the League Cup, which will be on the weekend on Sunday, followed by the Europa League and Champions League next week, and then the Premier League again on the weekend, and then the second leg, return legs, the week after for the European games. So we've got a lot of football to get through. There should be a lot of rotations for these big squads. So make sure you guys have the strength on your bench to make sure you guys can maximise your returns for your team. So what subs have I made this week? I've only taken one sub, so no hits. Luke Shaw comes in for Reguilon. Pretty much straightforward decision. I was intended to get rid of him after that double game week. And plus Spurs aren't playing this weekend in the Premier League. They're playing in the League Cup. So kind of made sense for me to do that. And this is my squad, guys. So I'm playing a 4-4-2 formation. It's the captaincy. I'm a bit torn between Salah and Fernandes. So I've chosen Fernandes because I think that he's due a big haul. It's been a few weeks since he's kind of misfired. So I think, maybe it's about time he fires. So that's why, I've got Salah in the team, so I've got him as cover as well as captain just in case. So hopefully these 11 players on the outfield will be playing for me. And this is my squad indeed. So let's go through some questions that you guys have sent through to me. So one of the questions I got was Dunk or Cody in my defence. Now for me, I would always recommend looking at the fixtures this week. I think Dunk would be the favourite for me. Simple reason is the fact that they're playing Sheffield, who for me are by far the weakest team in the league itself. So I think there's a really good chance for Brighton to come away with a clean sheet. And also he has a really good aerial presence for when there is like a set piece or a corner or a free kick that takes place. And he's the captain as well. So one of the main players for Brighton itself. So I think for me, out of Cody, Cody has a good game against Burnley as well. There's no doubt that there potentially could be a clean sheet there. But if I weigh up the two fixtures and my overall opinion of what the return will be, I'll definitely choose Dunk for this game week. The second question I had was Ianchoo and Luke Shaw being transferred in for Bamford and Stones. I don't know how you feel, but I just couldn't play my squad without Bamford. I think Bamford, he always kind of chips in there or there. He's part of a philosophy. He's really good in terms of returning for assists as well. So let's have a look at how many assists he does have this season. Yeah, so 10 assists and 14 goals. So he's got 24 returns in 32 games, which is phenomenal, to be fair, for a Leeds side. He's already gone past the 150 points mark. He's got 44% ownership. So Ianchoo, I admit, has been in great form. But again, it's a flip of the coin. Which side do you think? I completely understand if you were to choose Ianchoo because of the phenomenal goal scoring run he's on. I think he's got 8 goals in the last 5 games, something ridiculous like that. So yeah, that's something for you to consider. Looking at fixtures as well, I think they've got a really friendly fixture in terms of Leicester. Leeds are playing Man United, so these are their kind of like the last of their kind of like solid fixtures. Because if we look ahead and look at the fixtures after Brighton, Tottenham, Burnley, Southampton, West Brom, so it's entirely your choice. Because for Leicester, what I can show you is this is where it changes. So just for your own sake and for you to be aware of. So let me get Ianchoo up because that's who we asked for. So they've got some really friendly fixtures: Crystal Palace, Southampton, Newcastle. But then look at the next three fixtures where they finish, and this is where the fixtures for Leeds swing. So they've got Man United, Chelsea, and Tottenham. Whereas there's green fixtures for Leeds itself. So it's entirely your choice how you want to play it. But for me, I would definitely, at the moment, I would stick with Bamford, just surely because of the swing of fixtures, and I think he personally out of the two, despite being in great form, I still think Bamford overall would be a better shout out of the two. I feel what's the right word to say? I feel uneasy if I played a game week without Bamford in. Like in this squad, if I had Ianchoo in for next week, yes, they're playing Crystal Palace, but the fixtures just change, and I just think I'd rather just stick with the gun that I already have used for most of the season. So Bamford will stay in my squad. Is Trent worth the money? So he started at 7.5 mil this year. So let's have a look. Where is he now? He's probably going to be around 7.3. Oh, 7.5. So he has gone up. So the ownership for Trent has gone up. He's around 18.3% ownership. Let's see how many players have brought him in. Yeah, so in the last 2 game weeks, he's nearly 30,000 managers have brought him in. 2 goals and 5 assists. In the last 3 games, he's got 2 assists and a goal. So he is getting assists and goals and returns in games. And if we look at his fixtures, barring the United game next week, he's got some really good fixtures coming up. So if you do have the budget available, unfortunately I don't, would I be able to get him in? So let's have a look around. So if I was to... So my most expensive defender is Shaw. So if I add him in here, I need 1.4 mil. And then maybe if I took Jota out, I've got 5.5 mil. And then let's look at any midfielders for about 5.5. So who has better figures? Jack Harrison. Fixtures are okay. What does West Ham look like? Okay as well. So yeah, let's just say I'll put Jack Harrison in, for example. So yeah, I mean, I could play that. I mean, then I'll have too many players from Leeds, so maybe I'll have to kind of sort of Alioski out or something. But along these lines, that's something that I could potentially do. But yeah, it's not something that I'm looking to do at the moment myself. But I can understand if you are looking to bring in Trent. A, he's an attacking threat. B, he's got a really good history in terms of the game itself, so he can really turn it on when he does want to. Not saying he turns it off when he wants to as well. Like, he's just not been in great form at the start of the season. But also, you need to remember he's kind of fighting for a spot in England as well. So for the national squad for the end of the the end of the season, he's wanted to prove a point to Gareth Southgate himself. So I think he'll be a good shout to bring in. It's just if you got the funds to bring him in and to really take advantage of the fixtures they have, and he's got the incentive to qualify for the Champions League. A, because of the kind of competition itself, and B, the financial rewards are ridiculous if you are playing week in, week out in the Champions League. I'm looking to make Lingard captain for this week. Not a bad shout, to be fair, because Lingard has been in phenomenal form. 50 points in the last 5 games. I think he's got like 7 returns as well. Playing Chelsea at home, it's going to be a good game, that is. It's going to be the battle of the Champions League for me, whoever comes out on top. Looking at that game, I would say potentially it might be a 1-1, but I'm really inclined towards West Ham at the moment. I think they're in good form, and yeah, they've got a few injuries like Cresswell and Antonio, but I think overall they've played well. And I wish them the best of luck. If they do qualify for the Champions League, it'd be a great story for the fans to come back next year and kind of support their squad in a competition like the Champions League itself. So let's see. But Lingard captain is not a bad choice whatsoever. Sorry about that. So if you see me looking this way, this is my other computer screen. This is where I have all the questions from you guys. I'm playing triple captain on Mo Salah. Is this a wise decision? Well, first of all, Liverpool are playing at home versus Newcastle. So if I looked at this with a complete neutral point of view, Liverpool at home, phenomenal record. Yes, this year they haven't been that great. But if I had to take the last 4 years in totality, they're absolutely they have an incredible home record. Also, Salah's come out the pinnacle point. He's been rested. last game week, so he's going to come out and wanted to prove a point. There's no Champions League or European games left or Cup games left for Liverpool itself, so this is where they have to really kind of show their worth. Yeah, and you can see a bit of form with Mane at the moment as well. Jota coming back. Firmino's the only weak link I can see up front for them. So that'll be interesting to see. But generally, if you're playing triple captain on Salah, I'm not surprised because Newcastle do leak goals. But hats off to them. They played really well the last couple of game weeks. They drew with Tottenham and then they won the game the week after. So yeah, I mean, triple captain, it's a bold move. There's no double game week, but if you kept it this long, be brave and go for it. That's all I can say. It won't be a bad decision. At the whole fixtures there, maybe I would have probably been tempted to this week if I was going to play a triple captain. It potentially would have been anywhere like Ianchoo because of his form. Otherwise, Salah, yeah. So good choice. I'd definitely, if that is your mindset for it, and you've banked up for this and you've worked up for it, don't change your mind now. Good to play it. Better to not regret it than regret it later on if you don't play it and he gets a good game haul. So go ahead and let's see what dividends that reaps for you. Is there any update on Jack Grealish? Good question. I haven't checked up on Jack, to be fair. Let's have a look. Grealish. Shin injury, 25% chance of playing. So yeah, I don't see any immediate return for him so far. Might come back. There's no specific date. Probably for the Crystal Palace game. About 3 weeks time. But I would look elsewhere. If you're looking for like a player within that kind of price region, you've got someone like Maddison, Zaha, Jota, Greenwood. So there are other options as well within that kind of like price frame as well. Mason Mount as well, sorry, I forgot that. So please do have a look to see who can give you the best returns. But yeah, in terms of Grealish, I don't think he'll be back for at least a couple of more weeks. There's no given date on FPL website itself. So, I'll get a lot of questions around Grealish, whether he should play for England, whether he should be selected. For me, a completely neutral point of view, I don't support Aston Villa. But for me, if I was Gareth Southgate, we've tried and tested all the others before at different tournaments. I think when someone's playing well, you should go for form rather than name. For me, Jack Grealish does not even... For me, he would not only just get into my squad, I'd actually consider starting him. Now, you might be raising eyebrows going, there's Sterling and Rashford on either flank. Yeah, great. And they've done respectively very well for the nation itself. But this is where England go wrong. Why are we afraid of change? Why are we afraid to go out of the box? Other teams will set up for Sterling, Rashford. They watch enough footage, enough videos. Not to say they won't watch videos of Grealish, but just go outside the box, play him. See what he'll bring to the table. So for me, as a manager, if I was going to be taking a squad this season, fully fit Jack Grealish in form, he's in my squad, in my first 11, playing that first game, and let's see what he can bring to the table, because he is absolutely phenomenal. I think he's one of the most underrated players, and I'm a United fan, and I'll welcome him with open arms if we were to buy him, because I think he's that good. In my honest opinion, he literally runs that club, his childhood club, on his own shoulders. So yeah, Jack Grealish for me, if he's fit, bring him in. He might come back into my FPL team, considering the fixtures that they do have. So we'll take it from there. Is it time to play triple Liverpool? I think for me, with the fixtures that we've gone through, there's a sea of green in terms of Liverpool itself. I'll show you that again one more time. Just have a look at this, guys. Barring the United game, have a look at that sea of green. A lot of points up there for grabs. I think if I was to play 3 players from Liverpool myself, if I had the whole budget, let's just say I can put any of the players in without a budget, mine would definitely be Trent, Salah, and I would definitely be tempted towards Jota as well, or Mane out of the two. Mane because he's starting to come back into a bit of form, but Jota's a bit of the friendly budget itself. So that would be my triple up on Liverpool itself. I did have a question. I was asked that why I didn't talk about ESL in my video for the team selection. To be brutally honest, guys, I know I mentioned it during the video, but I completely forgot that I didn't speak about it. So today, I promise you that at the end of this video, I will give my view on the ESL. So please stay tuned. So yeah, that's my triple up on Liverpool. Move away from Man City, guys. Liverpool is the team to go. Now, whether they win or lose and they get any points, in hindsight, I can't see the future. But based on now, what fixtures they have left, I would definitely look to bring in as many Liverpool players as I can, which is 3, obviously, who should be fit and ready to play. Will Kane be back for the League Cup final on Sunday, and will he be ready for next week's fixture? Now, he's got a 75% chance of playing ankle injury. Next week's game is against Sheffield. To be fair, I would not be surprised if he plays the League Cup final. I think there's a lot riding at stake. Might get a few jabs, injections and stuff. Is he fully fit? I'm not too sure. Does he want to risk his ankle and be out for the Euros fully? That's for Harry Kane to decide. The good thing is he's not on crutches. He didn't go out on like a stretcher. There's nothing major that's been in the news that he's definitely missing or something that's of concern. So whether he plays or not this weekend, I'm not too sure. But I think, with everything in sight, he should be back for next week's game. And if if the new manager for Spurs does not want to risk him for the Sheffield, I think he'll definitely play the Leeds game. So maybe it's not quite right to sub him out right now. But if you do, work it out in terms of your budget, because you might have brought him a lot cheaper and he has gone up in price as the season has progressed due to his form. Can you believe he started at 10.5 mil and he's gone up already so much in price? Unbelievable. Harry Kane, absolute legend. Oh, if only he'd signed for Man United, eh? Should I bring in Vardy for Kane this week? So that's a good question, actually. So Jamie Vardy will cost you around... Let's look at the forwards. 10.1, 11.8. Yeah, so you're looking, if you've got the budget to take Kane out and then you have the ability to bring him back in, for Vardy, it's a good shout. Vardy's got some really good games coming up. So he's got Crystal Palace next Monday, sorry. And then we've got Southampton and Newcastle. So yeah, good shout. Good differential. He's on set pieces as well, kind of like for like change. So for me, yeah, if you are looking to bring in Vardy for this game week or the next 2 game weeks, then that makes absolute sense for me. And even if you leave him to the Newcastle game, and then if Kane hasn't come back, you can then bring him back for game week 36, because that's where Leicester's fixtures do become a lot more difficult. And then you can take it from there, honestly, to be fair. But Leicester, in all honesty, they've played really well this season. I would love to see them qualify for the Champions League. Ideally, for me, if they and West Ham qualify, will be absolutely brilliant. But for me, I really want Leicester to qualify. Brendan Rodgers, he has his allegiance with Liverpool from the past, but I really respect him as a manager. And, I do really hope that he wins something with Leicester. I really hope he gets the FA Cup. They fully deserve it. They played really good football with the budget, the club, the culture, the whole format, the kind of like cheap buys they get. I'm really looking forward to their next transfer window, because I know they're going to buy some hidden gems, and that's who I'm going to look to get into my team. The next season, you've got like Ricardo, Fofana, Castagna, Ianchoo, Tielemans, Mendy, Ianchoo. These gems, they don't cost millions and millions of pounds, but they don't cost that much on the league, on the FPL game as well. So these are the kind of players that you'll be looking at from Leicester, and I really do hope that they get the top 4 and qualify for the Champions League. I think number 3, they're pretty... Let's not jinx it. I think they're pretty comfortable at the moment, but let's just hope they don't hit their foot off the pedal. By Newcastle game, if they kind of win all these 3 games, I think they'll be comfortable. A few mishaps, then a few nerves might kick in, and clubs like Chelsea, Arsenal and Spurs... Chelsea, Liverpool and Spurs can sniff. Maybe they can creep over the line as well. So let's wait and see. Triple United attack versus Leeds. I mean, I don't see a reason why not. For me, if I was to choose a triple attack for United, it would definitely be Fernandes, Greenwood, and Edison Cavani. Now, Cavani, there's a risk of rotation. Yes, he was benched against Burnley, but I think, them 3 up front, playing against Leeds, if you're going to, play that in terms of, 3 attacking from United, those are the 3 I'd go for. In terms of the attack itself, Martial's injured. So I think, these three are going to be like the kind of like people who call the shots and pull the strings and really put United in a position where they can actually, really grab some points. I mean, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. The last one was like 6-2, 6-1, 6-2. So that'll be worth seeing. I don't think it'll be 6-2, but maybe a 4-3 or a 4-2 to United. Let's wait and see. Will Jimenez be back for this season? I actually haven't checked up on him, to be fair. Let's have a look. Jimenez, still red. Head injury, 25% chance of playing. Personally, I think he's a great player. I'm still surprised 4.5% of managers still own him. I think those are probably players who don't play the game anymore. But yeah, I mean, he'll definitely be back next season. Will he be the same player? I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, fully fit Jimenez, brilliant player. Someone I might consider next season, but for this season, I think, there are other options for you to look at. Potentially, if you're looking at that kind of budget, Calvert-Lewin will be a good option. But in terms of Jimenez, no, not this season at all for me. What's the best fixture of the week? So for me, it's going to be the last fixture of the week. It's going to be the best fixture. It's going to be Leicester Crystal Palace. I think, Leicester might get high returns from that game. Second place close is going to be Liverpool versus Newcastle. Again, if Liverpool turn up and they really score the goals, great returns. Big points to really take from that game. So those are the two fixtures that I'm highlighting. Again, in terms of just fixture quality and to watch, Chelsea-West Ham will be a good game to watch. I think Arsenal-Everton will be a good physical game to watch between the two managers who will set up their teams to give a good fight. And also Leeds United as well will be a good game. But in terms of the best fixture for FPL-wise, I'd say Leicester Assets versus Crystal Palace. Will Liverpool make the top four? I mean, based on the fixtures they have, I think they should. But you can't control what other teams do. I think the key for Liverpool is they're not playing any of the other teams who are in contention for the top four spot. So they're not playing Chelsea, they're not playing Spurs. They're playing teams who are out of the top four kind of question. And they've got a game against United, who are already second in the league, and I think they won't have any issue qualifying for the Champions League unless there's an absolute disaster, and I don't know how they don't qualify for it. But if you had to ask me honestly, based on the fixtures, I think they'll have a really good chance of getting there. But if you had to ask me my top four choice, this would be my top four choice. City, United. Let's go out of the box, man. I've had enough of seeing the same teams in the Champions League. West Ham, Leicester. There you go, guys. I've said it. Let's see if them two can get through to the Champions League spots. The next question I had was, will West Ham make the Champions League? I mean, I've said yes. So fingers crossed, let's hope they do make it into the Champions League. And the last question, guys, I'm going to take this week is my views on the ESL. Now, the European Soccer League or European Super League, that they call it. I think it's Super League. So European Super League. When I first heard about it last Sunday, I was upset. I was quite disgusted. I'm talking as a United fan and a football fan in general. I feel hurt and betrayed as a fan. I think slowly but surely this game was started by a common man, and now it's become like it's become an object or an asset for a rich man. So, I mean, let's look at football in general. It's for the fans. It's for the common man. Look, we pay so much for different platforms to watch different forms of the game. The money is taking the common man out of the game. So, as a football fan, you'd like to watch the games. Let's say the UK here. I'm talking about the UK itself. You got different brands and organisations. I'm not going to name their names, but if you start tallying up, if one television package for sports will cost £30-40, the other channel will charge you £20-30. That's £70. Add an online streaming service that are now showing football as well. That's like £10 a month, £80. They started off this rubbish pay-per-view system during this pandemic about 6 to 8 months ago, where they were showing Sheffield versus Burnley for £14.99. Seriously, this is what they want football fans to pay? Around £100 a month just to watch football games at home? I think it's absolutely disgusting. Why is it they get away with so much? It's ridiculous. They've put themselves before anyone else. And I'm quite disgusted. I mean, it's just like, there's no relegation. What's the point of playing a game if you won't face the consequences? There should be reward for good performers, and there should be repercussions for not performing well. So relegation is perfect. What gives divine right for these clubs to be super teams? I mean, yeah, I mean financially they may be strong, but performance-wise, sorry Arsenal fans, I'm sorry Spurs fans, but really, are you really a top 6 team of the UK? I think West Ham and Leicester have got a lot to say about that. So I don't like it at all. It takes away the whole significance of the game. People have brought the concept of franchise NBA or American football to the UK. I mean, football's a completely different game. I've heard people compare it to cricket IPL as well. It's a completely different game here. You've got a product already. You're trying to take away the good things from a product which is already working and put it into your own league to make mega bucks from it. I don't agree with it. I'm sorry. I'm glad it was scrapped. And it would have ruined FPL as well. At the end of the day, can you imagine United versus City in the Premier League on Sunday? United versus City midweek in the Super League. Which game would you honestly believe that those teams are going to put their main squad into? I can tell you now, because of the money, the riches and priority of the owners, it's going to be midweek. So we'll be playing FPL. We'll have Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes, Raheem Sterling, Mahrez, Foden, all in here. And guess what, guys? They're all benched. They're all benched on the weekend because they're going to be playing in midweek in this Super League that we're going to be expected to fly out and go and see. So that was my reservation to it. I mean, it takes away the joy of playing football. Look, I'm not going to talk about what UEFA and the Champions League and the FIFA and stuff are doing. I know there's 100 flaws in there. It isn't perfect, but put it this way: as a United fan, we haven't played Barcelona in the Champions League for years now. Yes, we played them for a couple of years back to back, but we haven't played them in years. If we were to be in the Champions League draw next year and we come to the quarterfinals or the top 16 or the semi-final stage, I want those butterflies in my stomach of who we're going to pick out. Is it going to be Madrid, Barca, PSG, AC Milan, Juventus? These kind of clubs. I want that excitement. I don't want to be like, Wednesday we're playing at PSG, next week we're playing Real Madrid. It doesn't mean anything to me. There is international pre-season tours for that, guys. That's where all that can take place. I'm not interested at all. And yeah, I don't know where it's going to go. I don't think this is over, personally. I'm glad it's resolved. I don't want the ESL, and to be fair, if that is the case, then kick these teams out. I generally don't care. If they want to talk about money more than the game itself, no one's bigger than the game. That's fine. I mean, I'll go back to my hearthood club, Oxford United, as well. I'll support them for the rest of my career. If not, I've got Leicester City as my second favourite team, or Leeds or someone I'll pick just to watch in the Premier League and follow. I don't want my club to be, follow the money. So Matt Busby said, football's nothing without fans, and that is what I believe. The fans is what makes this game tick, guys. And this is why around 8 to 9 million people at the start of the season, obviously maybe not now, not as many probably follow it religiously, is why we play this game. It's because we watch the Premier League and we love the product. It's there, it's here to stay, and that's why I love the Premier League. And I say no to the ESL, the European Super League. So that's my opinion, guys. If I've offended anyone, I do apologise. That's just my views. This is how I feel about the game. And I want the Premier League to stay the product it is, and I want it to get stronger and stronger and stronger. I would love to see, clubs like from the Championship like Derby, Nottingham Forest, Sunderland, Portsmouth, all these teams come back. Blackburn, I want them to come back. Bolton, I can go for many clubs, come back to the Premier League and play. And that's what the excitement is. It's nice to see a club go to Stoke on a Monday night when it's raining, get a tough game. A club go to Burnley and find it hard to break that under defence. That is what the Premier League's about, guys. It's not all about the money. It's not all about the big stars. The game is made by the fans, and that's why we love the Premier League. So that's all I'm going to say, guys, about ESL. That's my view. I don't want it. I'm glad it's over. Let's focus on the Premier League itself. So, guys, this is my deadline stream video for this game week 33. Let me know how you found it. If you got any questions, type them out in the comments section. Also, you can follow me on my social media, which is right at the bottom of the screen. You've got my YouTube channel, Twitter page, and Instagram. Let me know what your thoughts are. Any questions you got, let me know. Do you agree with the transfers I've made? Do you agree with the statements I've made? Let me know. If you disagree, I also want to know. So let me know. Also join the FPL INKLING League. The league code's at the bottom left. The league is growing, guys. It is absolutely amazing to see the number of people that have joined the league, and it's really competitive. It's the most competitive league, in my opinion, on the game itself. So feel free to join, and if you like what you see, hit the like button, and please do subscribe to my channel. Help me grow, get me to the 500 mark, and I'll be here back and ready to make more content for you. Hit the notifications icon if you want the latest notifications as well for the video and the contents I release. So that's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for your lovely questions, your nice comments. Some of you have talked about my hair. Thank you so much. I feel a lot fresh as well. But thank you for viewing my content. Best of luck for your game week 33. Let me know how it goes and enjoy the first game tonight, which is Arsenal versus Everton. And make sure when you do submit your captains, guys, do not do any City or Tottenham players. You lose out on big points. Best of luck, guys. See you soon.